Hello, beautiful people. I am here live. I'm waiting for Fidaina to join us. Yes, unfortunately, I still have to wear the glasses. Hopefully by Thursday, they will come off. So I'm just waiting for Fidaina to join me and we'll see what happens. The reason why I wanted to do this live, she also wanted to do the live, is because for some reason, she has been horribly attacked. And for the reason that she's calling out Meghan Markle. And they are accusing her of, I don't know how else to call it, but racism. And she's not racist. They're attacking her because she's exposing Meghan Markle's lies. So I am just very, very surprised. You know, I'm just waiting for her to join. So hopefully she'll join me. Let me see if I can get a hold of her. One moment, please, bear with me. Okay, we're back. I'm just waiting for her to join. So I don't know if you have noticed that I talked about it earlier today about receiving emails that I should stop being kind of like her friend or promoting her because she's anti-Black community. That she is, I mean, the things I've received have been pretty awful. And as you know, I usually like to contact people and let them know what's happening because it's not fair. It's not fair. And I find it very sneaky that people are doing this behind somebody else's back. I mean, if you don't agree with what she says, then just don't watch her videos or you know, or don't subscribe. But to go to the trouble of sending emails to other YouTubers, asking those YouTubers to stop engaging with her, I don't know. For me, it's very awful. So, and I did talk to her about it, and we discussed it, and I thought it would be great because there seems to be a lot of miscommunication in regards to the perception of who Meghan Markle is, how she grew up, her actual roots, who she identifies with, how she's gotten to where she is currently right now, and what she has done with the, with how do you call it, with the platform that she has been allowed to use, which is the platform of the monarchy and the royal family. And the greater the platform, the greater the responsibility a person has when using it. So I'm just waiting for her to join, and hopefully it'll be soon. She must be running late somehow. But I just find it appalling, and I find it because I have been on the receiving end of that. And as I told you before, when I started this channel, it was because I was alone in Norway. I didn't know what YouTube was. I just wanted to be heard. I just wanted to talk to somebody. And to my very nice surprise, many people responded. And it has grown since because, I don't know, we all have, I don't know, we think the same, I guess, you know. And even if we disagree in certain things, you know, we most do it in a very nice manner. And it's nice. It's called being a grown-up, being an adult. There were some particular very hurtful emails about Fidaina, and I shared them with her. And the very common ground of those emails was that they came from a place of ignorance. and what Sunshine Sachs has portrayed out in the media. I don't know if that makes any sense. So just one moment, guys. Let me see something. I'm just trying to see if I can get a hold of her, so we can start talking. I am some of the, for example, there was one comment. One of the emails said that Fidaina, that Meghan Markle had been trying for the longest time to find her own her roots. And the only roots that Meghan Markle has been trying to find are the white ones. So I don't understand where that is coming from, because there's a misconception that people, I can barely read, there's a misconception that she went to Malta to look for her Black ancestors. Meghan Markle never went to Malta looking for her Black ancestors. Mr. Markle's grandparents were, I think, Irish and British or Scottish, and they moved to Malta looking for a better way of life, like to earn a living, because it was harder for them to earn a living in the UK. So they moved to Malta, but it's not like they were Maltese. And many of the people who wrote those emails to me, okay, Fidaina is coming, yay. So many of those people who wrote thought that Malta was in Africa, and that Meghan Markle had been searching for her Black heritage. So I actually did take the time to write to a very nice, well, she was a sugar, but I explained to her that it wasn't Africa, that Meghan Markle went looking for her white ancestors. Okay? I'm just gonna answer Fidaina, because she's trying to come in. So so that lady said, basically that lady said that, so I had to explain to her that Meghan Markle has never gone looking for her Black ancestry. She went looking for the whitest of the whitest ancestry there is, which is Mr. Markle's. And I remember, and the thing that she did, because she had a Vogue shoot and everything, she was like saying how she felt at home in that castle. I don't know if you guys remember that, how she said she felt at home in that castle. It was high end. Her TIG was high end. And Ms. PDina is here. Let's see if we can get it going. Pat, you have to enable the video. Let me see. Pat, you have to enable video, sweetie. Well, let's wait until she comes in, because she's joined, but for some reason it's not showing. So we're gonna keep trying until she's here.
I'm here.
Hello, gorgeous. I am sorry. I know I look like Jose Feliciano. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's a Spanish singer who wears sunglasses. I'm sorry about that. And please welcome the most gorgeous Ms. PDina in our channel.
Hold on, let me turn my light on. It's a little dark in here. Okay. All righty. I think you can see me now.
Hello.
Hi.
I've been telling people about the emails I got, and basically that I found that it was mostly due to ignorance, because as I told you, a lady said that Meghan Markle had gone to Malta finding her Black ancestry. That she had gone to Malta in Africa looking for her Black ancestors because she's always been very attached to her Black culture. So I wrote back to the lady and I explained where Malta was. And there was actually Mr. Markle's, her father's grandparents who immigrated from Great Britain and who were very, very white. And they went to Malta looking for a better life. And I was also telling them how they were all ganging up against you and were saying that you were just jealous of Meghan Markle because I don't know, I guess they perceive you. I don't know how they perceive you, Fidaina. So we discussed it, and it was nice if you could tell us about your struggles as a truly Black woman growing up in the United States, so they can understand where you come from, and that this is not about trashing Meghan Markle. This is about someone abusing a platform to slander others, to lie about things, and not actually using the opportunity she has to do good and using the Black race to get ahead. So if you can, I'll let you take it over from here.
Okay. So basically, I think that you have to understand the struggle in America as a Black person to understand that, you know, racism has kept Black people back for many years. They say that for the average Black person to catch up with the average white person in America, it would be a little over 200 years. So because of racism, people who are Black are already behind when it comes to getting ahead in life to begin with. So having Black skin is part of that hindrance. And so when you have the ability to pass as a person that is white, you don't really fall into that category. So understanding that as a Black woman in America, there are issues that have led my family, my relatives, not really being able to get ahead in life. And so that came into my generation. But when I was younger, they were just starting to do things to help Black people start to be able to have advantages to get ahead, understanding how they have been behind, you know, the white people for so many years. So when I grew up, my mom was able to get her first apartment, and it was literally, now my son calls when I'm on live. Okay, so I really have to, Nelson, I'll have to call you right back, okay? Okay, so my mom got her first apartment, and we grew up in Lincoln Park, which is the projects, essentially. It was a way that she could get an opportunity to get ahead. She qualified to get on welfare and to have certain things that, you know, most white people had because they were able to get really good jobs. My mom had me when I was 19, so she had to quit high school to then later go to night school to have me. But, you know, my sister and I, we didn't grow up with money. So just to give you an idea, like going out to dinner, that we never went out to dinner when I was a kid. That was something that only people who had money did. And so when I became a waitress, when I was older, I just admired families that had their kids with them. It's like, I never got to go out to eat when I was a kid. You know, that was a big deal. And living at my grandmother's house most of the time because my mom was always working. You know, in my last video, I talked about, you know, she didn't grow up with roaches on the wall. Well, you know, my grandma, she had roaches real bad, like real bad. That's just like, and I don't know why she never did anything about it. It was just so normal to have like roaches in your house. And now I'm thinking, grandma, we should have been better. Like we should not have had roaches in the house. But, you know, we just grew up and things, you just didn't have things. And when I look at how Megan, she was afforded all these dance classes and she went to a private school and, you know, she did get to afford things that most people didn't have that were Black. You know, she had a very privileged upbringing because we didn't have much growing up. you know? And I know it may sound like, well, yeah, so, but when you're younger, you really do want to be like the average middle class family, having basic needs met. I can recall times when my mom couldn't pay her bills. You know, she was always working. We didn't really have my mom in the house because, you know, either we were at my grandma's house or we were at the house alone. Um, we just didn't have that environment where your parents really helped you, you know, with your schoolwork, or, you know, the school was an issue. Like, are you getting good grades? No, school was the babysitter. You know, school, go to school because I can't watch you. You better go to school, you know. So it was just like you didn't get looked after in a way that people that have those upbringing where they're afforded things in life would have. Getting to go on vacation. We never went on vacation. The only time we ever went anywhere, when my mom and my dad actually got together for a couple of years, we went to Kings Island, and it was a big deal. I remember my mom, she cooked fried chicken and we had sandwiches. She packed everything for us to eat because we weren't going to buy food at Kings Island. Like, you weren't going to buy the food there. So we packed our lunches, and that was the only family vacation I ever had with my mom and my dad. I remember it to this day. And so having opportunity to do things as a young kid just did not exist for us. Okay. So when I look at someone like a Meghan Markle, who can essentially pass as a white girl, and she has for many years, she has used that to her advantage. She is not going to try to pass as a Black woman knowing that you're not afforded certain opportunities. She's going to pass as a white woman. And she did for many years. So I think she's coming into this trying to assimilate and to be recognized as someone who grew up with the same kind of struggles as people that look Black. And she hasn't. And there's just no fault of hers. She just hasn't. And I think, you know, just admit that. Just try to be really honest and authentic about your upbringing and not try to assimilate to being Black now that you're on this public stage and you're getting some support from the Black community. You know, just try to be more authentic to the fact that you had a very middle class upbringing, because people that don't have things growing up like what she had, they're not afforded these kinds of privileges. And so, I mean, that's just how it was. And so going to my point about the government giving you opportunities later in life to get ahead. So they gave my mom, the housing authority gave her the opportunity to get her first house. They have special programs for that. And so my mom was able to get her first house, and then she paid it off. And then eventually, you know, she slowly kept working, and she has a really nice, you know, life now, but it was a struggle. And so you had to work hard to get ahead, a lot harder, because you didn't have opportunity for good jobs because your education was limited. And, you know, so for me, growing up was not like it was for Meghan. And I think she definitely needs to own the kind of upbringing that she has, because we know it was not one that was from rags to where she is now riches. She definitely is in a new socioeconomic, you know, level now. No one's taking that away from her, but she definitely, you know, had a good start, you know, with the support of her father who brought her up. And one of the things I found in the book, Finding Freedom, she talked about how her father was bad with money. So she was trying to make the association that although her father had money, he was bad with money. So she didn't have money. That's what they were trying to equivalate. They were trying to make that assumption that, you know, yeah, he had a good job and everything, but he was so bad with money. We never had money. I had to go eat, you know, salad at Sizzler, you know. So that's what she was trying to say when in the book. But still, he had money to do things, and he spoiled her rotten with it. And just be real about what you had, what your dad had. Don't try to lie and say you grew up poor when, you know, she didn't. I mean, she just didn't.
I just want to make a comment because I've seen a few people here commenting on something. They said that white people are poor too. We understand that poverty is colorblind, but we're making this video because particularly in regards to Meghan Markle and the Sussex squad, sending emails around about Fidaina, saying that she can't relate to the Black community and that she's trashing a Black woman because Meghan has lived all her life as a Black woman who was poor, who has been working since she was like 13 years of age, who has been selling scrunchies with her mother because she was so poor, and that she worked and paid for her own university, that she went looking. So this video, we do understand poverty is everywhere.
Everywhere. It's not color. It's not based on your color, whether or not you're poor or not. That's not the issue.
Yeah, so we're making this video about this because especially Fidaina, she's been actually quite trashed by some people in the Black community, and who say that she can't possibly, for some reason, they think that Fidaina is white and she's advocating for the white community while trashing Meghan Markle, who's a white skin color woman who is mixed heritage, mixed race, you know?
Right.
And who has lived her entire life as white. So I just want to make that point because I've seen a couple of comments there. So we all know that poverty, it's everywhere, but we're making this experience in this video, particularly about how Fidaina can actually relate to the Black community more than Meghan Markle, who has admitted she was too light and has lived her whole life as a white person.
Right. And I don't think Meghan has ever, well, I don't know, maybe she did when she was with her mom's family. You know, I grew up, you know, in Black neighborhoods and have always been associated with people of my color. So I don't understand what that even means. Like, how, like, that's just so ignorant. How can I not associate with Black people? Like, is that what they're saying? Like, I don't even get that, Paula.
Yeah, they're saying that the reason why you're trashing a Black woman is because she's more successful than you are, and you have envy, and that you can't possibly relate to Black, her struggles, basically. And and I told you what I know. I don't want to laugh, please. I don't want to laugh because my eye still hurts.
Her struggle.
Yeah, remember that she wrote that letter to the Senate saying she's been working since she was 13, and which is illegal in California, and that she was eating at Sizzler's $4.99, even though she posted on the dig herself that she was going to all these exclusive restaurants after her father paid for her tap lessons and whatever. So basically,
Meghan has not had struggles. So let me just say something about Meghan's struggles, okay? Meghan has not had struggles that she can identify with like I can, the struggles that I have had, okay? She has come from an environment that was already set up for her to succeed in life. Her light skin, her father's job. I mean, he made decent money. She didn't grow up in the ghetto. She didn't grow up in an environment where, you know, she had to live amongst, you know, a lot of high crime and, you know, police, you know, brutality or whatever happened in neighborhoods that she may have seen. That though that was not her experience. She didn't grow, she was not even in LA during the riots. Apparently her father took her to Palm Springs during the riots when that happened in LA. I was in LA when it happened. I was right there. I was living in Glendale at the time. I remember it very well. It was chaos. It was crazy. She did not have this. So I don't understand how she's trying to say she had struggles growing up when her reality was different. And so what if her reality was middle class? Be honest about what your upbringing was. Why try to lie to make it seem like it was worse than it really was? I don't even get why you would even do that. That doesn't even make sense. It's like really trying not to be authentic to who she is as a person. You know
what I thought about that? I probably think that she believed that if she didn't portray herself as the damsel in distress, that Harry wouldn't bite her bait. So she needed to present herself in such a way for Harry to choose her because he would feel like the big man helping this woman in distress. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I can think of. But and the worst part of it all is why publicly lie and trash. The trashing of her family, I do not understand.
Right.
That I don't understand.
Right. That just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like you're going to invite all these strangers to your wedding that you don't know, these celebrities, but you say you didn't invite your family because you don't know them because you haven't seen them in so long. Well, you know your family more than you know these celebrities that you ain't never met. Does that make any sense? So everything that Megan does and says is calculated. It's because she's trying to get a certain outcome. And so in order to get that certain outcome, she has to lie. She has to tell things or say things that are not true to help her narrative rather than just being authentic to what her narrative is. Hey, look, if I grew up a wealthy woman, I'm going to tell you I grew up wealthy. If I grew up, whatever it was, that's what I'm going to tell you. I don't understand why she can't just say what her truth is when we know what her family has said and what it looks like. It looks like her dad gave her a pretty decent life growing up. And perhaps maybe Harry did feel that way. He had to feel like he had to come save her because we do know what he said during that interview. He said that he has the family that she has down with him is a family that she's never had. And that wasn't the truth. Like she always had a close relationship with her family. So it's just a lot of mistruths, you know, and I think people that want to bash me, believe me, I have accomplished everything in my life that I have wanted to accomplish. Not only that, you have to realize I'm much older than Megan. I'm not trying to compete with a girl that is in her early 40s. Okay. What I do every day is about helping the Black community, the poor community, the disadvantaged community. That is where my passion lies. So I don't understand how people want to try to create this argument or fight or beat me up when I am just giving information that is trying to make Megan a better person. Be better. It's not to trash her and to make her seem like she's a villain. You need to be better for the sake of the Black people that you say you're representing, right? And if she had just adhered to any basic feedback from myself and others who have her interests, she would be much more loved today. You can't tell me that if she had followed advice that myself and others have given her, such as yourself, she would be in a better position rather than being hated by so many people over in the UK because she has made poor choices. Okay? So it's not about being jealous. My God, I would not want to be in that situation at all. If I had it, I would use that platform a lot better than she has. But it's like, why attack me? I don't understand. What am I saying that is so wrong? It's almost like it's like she wants to be the victim. It's like they want Megan to be a victim. They want people to beat up on her so that they have a reason to protect her and call me all kind of names for the sake of just hating me. You know, why don't you make her be better to represent our communities to show that you are a better person?
Yeah, I also want to clarify something here, Fidaina, because some I don't know if it's a sugar in the conversation, but she's saying that I am making and you are making this up. I just want to say that I talked to Fidaina earlier today and she asked me whether it was true or not that the Sussex Squad was after her because it's actually doing the rounds. So it's not something that we make up for drama. I actually don't like it. I don't like receiving nasty emails. I receive quite a lot. And even Ms PDina, you have had personal experience with Black folks face to face who criticize you, right? For doing what you're doing. So maybe you can talk about it here.
Oh my God, I have gotten beat up by people that are supposed to be like my good friends. Just saying things like about, it's almost, okay, I hope this doesn't get misunderstood, but it's kind of like this. People, when they hear me saying the things that I say about Megan, they think, why say these negative things about her, right? Rather than hearing what I'm actually saying, which is not negative. It's about being better and making better choices. It's almost as if, let's say Megan was a white woman, I would have the exact same criticisms. I'm more harsh with Megan because she's supposed to represent the Black community. And I think if you're representing people of color, you definitely need to be better. But if she were a white woman, it wouldn't change anything that I'm saying. But because Black people want to say, we got to adhere to the Black man, we got to always uplift the Black man. No, uplifting someone for the pure fact that they are Black is wrong. You uplift people because they make the right choices. They do the right thing. It goes against everything that Dr. King said. If you're trying to help or uplift people because they're Black. Well, what if there's a Black person making poor choices? You're still going to uplift them because they're Black, but you may not agree with the things that they're doing, but you'll uplift them just because they got the same skin color? That is so superficial. It is wrong. Okay, so yeah, people that are the same color as me that give me a hard time, it's because they don't have the facts. They don't have the information that I have, and they're very superficial in their reasoning behind criticizing me, giving Megan a hard time. Because trust me, I waited a while before I started my channel because I thought, well, this is just a fluke. She's not really like this. This is no. But when she kept having a pattern of making poor choice after poor choice, something had to be said, I think, from a Black perspective, because at this point now, she is representing Black women, although people will say she's not Black, but she is representing Black people because they have taken her on as being Black. Not all Black people, but the Black people that I have associated with, they say she is a Black sister. And we should not speak badly about our fellow Black sister. This is what they tell me, right? So
I am very surprised because I am with the Latino community. I'm Canadian Latino, and for us, we don't want somebody who's terrible. I know I call Meghan Markle a skank because
I called her that too. That's all in fun and just, and she's behaving like one anyway. So that's why
So for example, if for some reason, let me put it this way. If somebody lies, what is that person called? A liar. If you steal, you're a thief, so, but for some reason, calling her out and proven lies, it's apparently an offense. It's like, if so, can you imagine, and I'm going to maybe give an example. Can you imagine, Fidaina, if somebody comes and steals your purse and they run away, and then they catch him and you go to the police and say, yeah, that's the one who took my purse. Can you imagine if the police trashed you for, going to the police station and saying, accusing of the thief of taking your stuff?
Right,
because
right.
You and spoke out the truth, and I got to tell you something. You have fought and you have built your own platform with hard work. It's not like Meghan Markle, who was handed a huge platform with the monarchy, with the royal family. And you have done a lot more than she has, because she hasn't done anything. The only thing she has used that platform for is to cause harm to others.
That's
and
exactly
to basically, when she lied using the title, it's not Rachel Meghan Markle who's lying. It's the Duchess of Sussex, who is, whether we like it or not, is part of the British royal family. She's not British, but the title is part of an institution which is British. And whenever she does things using that title, it reflects badly on that institution, and it takes credibility away from that institution. And I have tried to explain this many times before in other videos, and I think the same thing applies to you. Well, that, and because she's a Black woman who was handed an opportunity, and I don't know how you feel about what she's doing with it.
Well, I think that she's definitely taken this opportunity and she's used it to enrich herself, to empower herself with this platform for her own selfish reasons. I think she should have used this platform to give back service to others. Like Michelle Obama says, service is about giving to others, taking care of other people. Service is not about you complaining about how mean people were to you. Whatever problem she had with the royal family, when she went on Oprah, she should have kept it to herself. The whole world did not have to hear her complain about what the royal family so-called did to her. If anything, she should have put her butt in that position and did what she said she was going to do when she had that interview, that engagement interview with Harry. Hit the ground running, doing things for the Queen, supporting all of those patronages that she said that they were going to help support. We know in the beginning, that was not what they were going to do. They lied about saying they were going to do it. And if you really had the struggles of a Black woman, like you really had those struggles, you would have known how to deal with it. And you would not have left the UK. You would have stayed your butt over in the UK because you would have had experience with dealing with racism. So this is how I know she didn't have racism in the UK, because she just made up stuff. Oh, they're being racist towards me. I'm leaving. Y'all racist. No, you left because you had your own agenda. You had your own agenda. I know if I went somewhere and people were being racist or whatever towards me, whatever other foreign place I would have been in, I would have been able to associate that experience with things that I've had in my own country to know, okay, this is what happens when people are racist. I would have known how to deal with that. Okay. But she didn't got up and ran and left the country because, you know, she had her own selfish reasons for leaving. She was not going to stay to help anybody. It was to go back to where she originally was from and start her life as an actor or a public person with Harry, the handbag on her arm, to help open those doors for her. And now that she snagged the prince, he is now there to pick up where she left off before she left to go move to the United Kingdom. And now she's starting all over again with a title on her shoulders and with more money in her bank account and people to help her with her image. This is how she's getting ready to start anew. Okay, it's not about helping nobody. And that is such a fraud. That is so despicable to lie and say you're going to do things to help people when you've got this platform with Spotify, you've got Netflix. What are you doing to help anybody but yourself? You have done nothing. It's been 2 years. What has she done to really help people? But take a couple bags of vegetables and give someone $25,000 and over in
Harlem.
New York and Harlem. Like what? Literally, let me just tell you something. The work that I put into running the work that I do comes from the sweat of my work that I do. It doesn't come from any handouts. And for her to be handed out money, all kind of opportunity, and to do nothing with it is despicable to me. Despicable, because you are using prime opportunity to help yourself for such superficial reasons, and you're doing nothing that people thought you were going to do. She's doing nothing to adhere to the things that she herself said from her own mouth. She's done nothing with it. So if anyone's going to be upset with the person that's not doing what they said they were going to do. Okay? That's what I say.
No, I mean, and also I gotta tell you that the mainstream media plays a huge part. For example, you know that and this is one of the things, you know, Samantha Markle. I actually saw another YouTuber because he was reading Samantha Markle's lawsuit, and he was actually denigrating her even further because she starts her lawsuit as saying, I am a disabled person with advanced multiple sclerosis, and the person goes, and who gives a shit about that? What does that have to do with the lawsuit? And for people, I want to just clarify this. I mean, I am not a lawyer, but I do know a little bit. I did contact my friend who is a lawyer, and she said the reason why that is important is because there's such thing as aggravated. And aggravated means when somebody in a position of power or advantage attacks somebody at disadvantage. For example, somebody who's handicapped. That whenever you commit a crime against or you do something against somebody who is handicapped or has a disability, it is an aggravated act that you're committing, because that person to begin with has a disadvantage. You know, so it does matter, because Samantha Markle, Meghan Markle did is basically dehumanize, denigrate, trash, in order for her lies, whenever Samantha said, wait a minute, but that's not true, your Ford was not beat up, the doors were working, wait a minute, you went to private schools, what are you talking about, wait a minute, you didn't work at age 13, wait a minute, you went to fancy places. So nobody would believe Samantha, and she would be labeled as the envious person who's trashing the poor little Black princess. I'm so shocked, because I told you about E.T. Canada. I forgot to send you the link. I'll send you later. These two women came and continue the denigration process, and these other YouTubers, like I was very surprised, because I don't understand, like I don't understand how they feel that it's okay to attack. One of them said, well, Meghan Markle said that she dropped out of high school. So actually, if she dropped out of high school at a certain point, she's not lying. Okay, Meghan Markle did say that she dropped out of high school, but then she didn't follow up and saying, and then she came back and did her classes. No, she left it as she dropped out of high school. She has 3 children from 3 different men. She lost custody of them all. She didn't give the full story, which is defamation by omission, because you only give part of the story. And he was trying to justify that, well, she wasn't lying if she dropped because she fell down, and he was even laughing at the fact that Samantha fell down and was almost blinded. I'll send you the link.
This person, that's terrible.
American is a couple. I'll send you the link. So he was saying, if Meghan Markle said that Samantha dropped out of high school, then she's not lying. Yeah, but she left it at that on purpose, to portray an image of Samantha as being an uneducated, loose morals, untrustworthy person. Because again, any mother who loses, or her children get taken away, or loses her custody, it's for very serious reasons.
Yeah, and this is the thing that I want people to understand very carefully. And I'm sure you've thought about this, but really think about this. What kind of person would purposely say negative things about their half sister who is handicapped? Why would you do that? And we know, we have facts that she did do that. And she lied and said she did, but she got caught when Jason Knopf gave those emails to the court. What kind of person does that? I could see if somebody was so malicious to you that when you had a chance for revenge, or you had a chance to really set the record straight, you would do it based on the truth. But to make up a lie on somebody who is your blood, and I don't care how much she wants to say she doesn't have any siblings, that is her blood at the end of the day. Why would you do that? What kind of person does that? Just makes up lies to somebody who's already had struggles because of the handicap that she's putting up with. How hard it must be for her with her MS. And you have such a privileged life, but you are going to take the knife and you're going to dig it in even more, just because you're so evil and mean and malicious. You want to make her life so horrible that you're willing to mislead people about who your sister is, lie that she's not even your sister, and just completely misrepresent. Why would you do that? Think about that mindset.
And you basically, just to be clear, the reason why you're calling her out, first, because she has put out herself as representing the Black community. I don't understand it still. So now she's trying to use the Black community and portray herself in a manner that she has never portrayed herself before. So she's using the Black community, but only certain types of Black people in the community. Number 2, because she is misrepresenting herself using a British title. For me, it's the monarchy. That's what bothers me. But for you, I mean, because I want people to understand that this is not personal. In a way, it's embarrassing for you. It must be embarrassing for you that somebody like that is doing that.
Yeah, because you guys remember when I spoke to Rose, I mean, she said the same thing. I mean, she's supposed to be representing people that, she has made an incredible accomplishment with being able to be even associated in the same circles as this affluent family in the UK. But you're going to a foreign country and you are an American marrying into this British institution. What a privilege that is, and that you are using it and representing Americans. You're representing women who are of color, and you're behaving in a way that is not acceptable. And so that representation is very embarrassing, that you can't go to this country and behave like you got common sense. Like, you need to go to this country and understand the culture and the people and how the institution is not like being in America. And so she never wanted to adapt or to try to take on any of the things that were required of her to be successful. Because like I've said, she's very selfish and entitled in her American, mindset, that she's an embarrassment to even white Americans, because she is, at the end of the day, an American that does not know how to behave in a foreign country. She's not cultured. She doesn't understand that her husband is a British man. This British man comes from an institution that has traditions and norms that need to be kept within that institution. And she's taken this man out of his country and trying to assimilate him into this country American, or whatever American thing he's doing in California, that is going to not be successful. It's not going to end well for Harry. And her children are missing out. They're not getting the things that they should be growing up with. The Queen has yet to meet her granddaughter. I cannot for the life of me understand how she could why she has done this. It's embarrassing how she's behaving. And all the people that had doubts, that did not believe that she could marry into this family and be successful, what did she do? She proved them right. They said, look, we knew she wouldn't do it. She's not going to be successful in this marriage, and look at her. She's behaving like someone who's uncultured and doesn't know how to behave with the opportunity that she's been given. It's unbelievable to me. It's sad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and this is why it's important for people to understand that, especially with your background and where you come from, because you come from a proper struggling Black community. Mm-hmm. And then when you have Meghan Markle trying to portray something that is false, mm-hmm. and I'll tell you something, the mainstream media is also responsible, along with Sunshine Sachs, for still spreading false information about it, because Oprah and Gayle and all the other people have not gone and corrected this lie. They know that she lied. They know that she has lied pretty much in everything she said. I mean, it's amazing that she puts those lies in writing, that letter to the Senate or Congress, saying she's been working since the age of 13. That is illegal. And she actually, I think she mentioned the yogurt. That if that is true, then that yogurt place, if it still exists, is in trouble, because they were hiring minors, and that's illegal.
Yeah.
And number two, that she went to Zizler when, even in her own TIG thing, she had my dad took me to Musso and Frank and all these places. And you and I talked about it. Even the TIG was not about social justice. It was about the high life.
Right.
Traveling, eating well, eating that. Right. Oh, I just love, the salad at this. There was nothing about social justice. And her actions, as soon as she married the royal family, was to get the hell out of there with the title, and try to rub it in the faces of the people in Hollywood that she felt had wronged her.
Yep. And this is the other thing. I think you were telling me this, that if the Queen gave her the option to still continue her life as an actor, like, she could have still done that. But she chose not to, because she knew she wouldn't get the title, right? And I don't think a lot of people understand that.
Oh yeah,
Explain
they were
that.
given. Actually, even Harry said it in the Oprah. In the Oprah interview, remember he said how they told them that there was no money for them to be working royals, and they encouraged them to be private citizens, and that they would support them. Harry also said it in the Oprah interview that they
Mhm.
were telling him, we don't have money because people don't understand that the royal family is tax funded by the taxpayers.
Mhm.
So they were told, they were given the opportunity for them to live, especially Harry, who claims to never wanted to be a prince, to be private citizens and to do whatever they want without the responsibilities or hindrances or
Yeah,
limitations that titles bring, you
exactly.
know,
And they chose not to do that. And why do you think Megan chose not to do that?
because she
Because
wanted the title.
she wanted that title. And she was going to quit after she got the title. But she had every opportunity to go live her life as a private person before she was granted that title. So this is what makes this even so much more upsetting, is that you said, no, I don't want to live as a private person. I want the title because I want to do the work. I want to work on behalf of the queen and support the monarchy. Give me the title, give it to me, because I'm going to go out there and I'm going to work really hard, but she knew all along she wasn't going to do it. But she got the title, right? Just look at how conniving that is,
Yeah,
right?
and the thing that's very important also to know, Ms PDina, is that people also, so she didn't know what she was getting herself into. I have a big issue with that because even in the engagement interview, she admits that she had been receiving, even in that fake book, Finding Freedom,
Mm-hmm.
she admitted that I think she said, well, whereas I didn't know at the beginning what was expected of me, I very much, I do now,
Yep,
because he was given two of the top aides and personal aides to the queen. And she even said that the queen herself gave her a personal lesson.
that's
So she
right.
knew exactly what was expected of her. She was giving up, and the royal family wanted to get it right because they gotten it wrong so many times. So they wanted to make sure that she understood. And then they gave her the option. Now you know that if you are a royal, this is expected of you.
Right.
And but you also have the option to be a private citizen. And they even offered to help them in the Hollywood career. And she said no, because then she would have remained Mrs. Meghan Markle or
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Harry Mountbatten or whatever she wanted to call. She wouldn't have been the Duchess of Sussex.
Right. And so this is for all the people that want to support Megan and give her the benefit of the doubt. What you're doing is you're selling yourself short, because this is what she is representing: the deceit, the lies, the conniving, the mistruths, like all those things, or you're putting your name behind when you support her, because you're saying, well, what she's doing is perfectly fine. So you're taking on the things that she has said that, or the things that she has shown us. You're representing yourself with those same values and mindset. It's okay to lie and to connive and to mislead and to use the platform, the everything that she's done for yourself, because you're supporting Megan and taking up for her and vouching for her and coming up with all kind of excuses to excuse her behavior, rather than saying, you know what, I support you, but she's made mistakes. She's done this wrong. She's gotten some things wrong. And I think if you want to support someone, you have to be truthful, and you have to say when that person that you support has gotten it wrong, just when they have gotten it right. And this woman, the majority of the time, has gotten it wrong. She has. And you can't deny that. So,
Yeah, and and the thing is, at the beginning, I think there's sometimes people get to the point of no return, and I think that Meghan Markle has gone way past the point of no return,
mhm.
because the things that she has done are so terrible that she will never own up to them unless she's found guilty of those things.
Because she
Because
only says she was sorry about the emails that she wrote about what she said about her sister until it was revealed.
no. She didn't say she was sorry about writing the emails.
Well, she
She
didn't.
said that
Yeah, that's right. She said she forgot.
because but she never apologized for writing those nasty things about her sister. She
Yeah, she
apologized.
can't even apologize when she got busted. She should have been like, I'm sorry. I was conniving. I'm sorry. You know, she couldn't even tell the truth then. My
No,
goodness.
but so you have so many lovely people here, Ms PDina. They say that you have nothing to justify yourself, which is true. But we just wanted to address this because, as you said, you've heard what's going on behind your back and how
Yeah.
terrible it feels for people, and that we're here not to bring truth, or to as much as we can that it's out in the public domain,
Right.
and
What's
also
in the
to
public?
bring the attention because I don't know, but you can tell me whether in the United States, at least in Europe, we get more info than what you get in the United States about the
Yeah.
real Meghan Markle.
Yeah, things here are just very, very pro Megan. They don't really call her out. They just don't. They just kind of, and I think it's from ignorance. They just don't get it. They don't understand the monarchy. And that's what Megan is banking on. People not really understanding fully how it works over in the UK. And she can make it seem like they're the bad guys. I'm the American. I'm back. Look how they treated me. I'm here. Support me. I'm the victim, and that's what she's doing. So
I'm a Black princess who was treated badly in the United Kingdom.
Yeah. That's just unbelievable. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would have taken that opportunity. It would have been me and Kate. I would be like, Kate, girl, you number one, I'm number two, girl. Let's go do this. Okay. I'll be like, we'd be rocking and rolling. Me and Kate, we'd be running all kind of things over in the UK. I would be having Kate's back all day long. It's so sad.
What Markle wanted to do, she wanted to be the center of attention. But actually, I don't even think so. I think she just wanted to go back to California. I don't even think she really intended to stay because she never brought her stuff. She was planning and even hire Sunshine Stacks from the United Kingdom. Why would she hire somebody from the United States when her things were in the United Kingdom?
Right.
Also, she did all her press things around US time.
Yeah, and this is the other thing. But now look who's paying the price, Harry. So Harry is the one who's going to be flying back and forth, right? Harry's the one who's got to change his visa. He's got to change. What is he going to become a citizen now? What's Harry going to do? So either way, he's the one who's now put in a predicament. What's Harry going to do? What you think? What you think, Paula?
You know what? I think he's gonna double down because he's also as arrogant as Meghan Markle. And he actually is not a very nice person. Buckingham Palace, I've been saying this for years, and people are now coming out more, have been telling really terrible stories about him. He's an arrogant person. And I think that the shock he has is that he no longer has Buckingham Palace PR machinery covering up all of his things. So he gets called out. This is something new for him.
Yeah.
That he's getting called out. So I think that those two are until Meghan Markle kicks his butt and because he's not leaving her. But until she dumps him, and it's gonna be terrible for him because you have to judge a person for her past behavior. And if she's able to do that to her own sister, her own father, and the rest of the family, ex-husband, friends, and everybody, she's going to completely vilify this guy. She's going to probably claim that he was abusive, that he didn't, because she already said this thing in Oprah that, she was suicidal or whatever, and he didn't do anything. She made him look like an idiot.
Yeah. Yep, she sure did. Harry, he's in for a rude awakening. He really is. He's just walking in just ignorance right now. He doesn't know what he's done. He really does not know what he has done. It's sad.
I think he does, but it's too overwhelming to admit it.
You think so?
Sometimes, again, when you get to the point of no return, your actions get worse and worse and worse because you try to make it worse. And, it's like, I've done this, now I have to escalate it. And when that doesn't work out, you keep escalating, hoping that something will stick. That's what I think anyways, what do I know? But the way I've seen them, because I see them escalate desperately when things don't work out, they become more outlandish.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Well, I think, well, we'll have to wait and see what's the most recent thing that she's going to be doing, that voiceover thing, or
Well, actually, I said somebody here, a couple of the people here at Tom Taylor or something, but say that care, you know, that thing.
yeah.
They have removed that from their website or from their Twitter or from stuff.
So that's not going to happen now?
I don't know. That's what he said, that they're saying here in the comments, especially a gentleman by the name of Tom Taylor and a couple of other people are saying that CARE has removed Meghan Markle, the Meghan Markle author, from their, I don't know. I don't know if it's
wow.
I can see it. You know, I have you. I'm on my phone. I don't know. I'm just reading what they're writing.
Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's we have to kind of wait and see, like, what's going to happen with the Jubilee. Are they going, because apparently the Queen is asking them to tone it down, or there's been requests to stop with all of the shenanigans and, you know, prior to the Jubilee.
But people don't understand that they have never listened to anybody.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So why would they start now? If she says stop the shenanigans, they will only escalate, because they know they will do exactly the opposite of what is asked of them.
Right.
Because nobody tells them what to do. You know, it's like when the Queen told them that they could no longer use HRH or royal, and Meghan Markle wrote in the Sussex royal thing, well, you don't own the word royal.
Right, yeah, yeah. Oh, just so disrespectful. Like, how dare you, woman? How dare you? It's like the audacity. You know, it's like if that woman treated the Queen like she treats the people that support her, like if they would put themselves in the Queen's position, most people wouldn't tolerate the way Meghan has behaved. They wouldn't tolerate it for themselves, you know, but they see her doing it to the Queen and it's okay. But imagine her doing that to you, disrespecting you, and you done worked your whole life in this institution, and she gonna kind of throw it back like, you know, well, you don't own the word royal. It's like, woman, how dare you be disrespectful? You know, just the fact that she's behaving like that, people should be like, that is not okay. I'm just so surprised that people give her an out when she does things that are disrespectful to her elders, to someone that is served her time admirably. You know, why would you think it's okay for her to behave like this to the Queen? You know, that's what I don't understand.
And I love the Queen. I love the Queen. And she's 95 years of age. She has earned at least my love.
Yes.
And she's still working at 95, frail. She's, you know, so to me, she deserves my respect. You know, I love her. Nobody's perfect. We all know that. But I gotta tell you something. Why do you think, what message do you have to these Black women who still support Meghan Markle? Because I told you I was actually very happy with this lady when I told her where Malta was, and that Meghan Markle had gone to 2 private schools, and that and then the woman was, I did not know that. And I even sent her the names of the schools that she went to Northwestern, that her father paid for this and that. She actually came back to me and said, I did not know that. We don't hear this here in the States. So what do you think you should, I mean, this is why I say to you, Ms. Fidaina, that you are the voice, you know, teachable moments. Maybe people, you know, should understand that everything that she has said are lies, since the mainstream media is not correcting that.
Yeah, I think the best thing you can do when you hear my voice, the things that I say, the things that you and other YouTubers say that they may not agree with, because they may have their own opinion about Meghan and who she is, I say, try to just listen from a perspective of, you don't really know much about the UK. You don't know the circumstances of what happened and why she left the UK, the real reasons. If you don't really understand the culture of another country, try to understand, well, what was it about the UK that made her really want to leave? And really understand what people are trying to say about her character, and not be so quick to defend someone just because they are the same color as you. Try to understand from a human perspective, from a perspective that is much more meaningful rather than based on the color of their skin. Because I think you need to understand how all of this has happened. And if you really don't know the institution of the monarchy, and you don't understand perhaps, you know, the struggles of Black people, you really have to try to educate yourself more before you try to have that argument, because you're not really basing it on something that is well informed. And I know for myself, when I've gotten things wrong, I have definitely doubled down and corrected myself, because I'm always about learning and understanding. And just like when you said to me about the queen, that you would die for the queen, like I wanted to understand, well, what makes somebody so loyal that they would want to die for the queen? And I had to really have more respect for the queen and what she has actually done. You know, I've really had to understand things about the UK that I didn't know before, right? And I think you just really have to understand how there's so many sides to things, that you can't always just side with someone just because you can relate to them because they were the same color as you, right?
Yeah, but for example, Meghan Markle, I think that also that many of these very lovely Black women don't know her background because they've been lied to about her background. They think that she's a woman who suffered in the Black ghettos, because that's almost how Meghan Markle is portraying herself, that she had to work at the age of 13 to support herself, that, you know, everything was a struggle, that going to Sizzler was a luxury, that she could, you know, only go to the salad bar, that she went through the 1992 riots, that everything was terrible. And then she went to the UK and she suffered racism from this big white institution, and that she was a struggling person, and that she's always been a sister. So I think that's the biggest misconception that people have, because they don't know the real story.
Yeah, they don't. And I think in order to speak and take up for her, you really owe it to yourself to know the story. You need to really understand that before you claim that you're defending someone that you don't even know. You don't even know her background. You're just going to allow her to lie to you. It's almost like you're allowing yourself to be misled by her lies, and you are taking up for somebody that you don't even know what they've been through, because you are not even trying to understand. You know, and I think that's part of the problem. People are just so quick to try to help somebody. Oh, you poor Black woman, I'm going to defend you. That Fidaina woman, you's wrong what you're doing to her. She's Black. You better take up for your sister, girl. Like, you need to not try to defend someone just because you want to take up for them. Like, I think it comes down to educating yourself, right? Doesn't it come down to understanding that that's not her story, that she's lying? Look at the lies that have been proven to understand. Would it be realistic to think that just perhaps maybe she's lying about her upbringing too? You know, I mean, people have to open their eyes up to the truth. What is the truth? The truth is that she did not grow up in the ghetto. She was never impoverished. She didn't work at the age of 13. You know, she didn't, you know, come from a background where, you know, she struggled, you know, trying to find her way through. You know, that was not her. And like I said before, when we started talking, whatever your truth is, that's your truth. Own up to it. You don't have to lie. Just be yourself. Be authentically you, right? And the fact that she doesn't want to be that means that when she shows up to speak to you, she is not showing up as herself. She is showing up as a fake persona of herself. She is lying to you while speaking to you, because she hasn't shown up in her authentic self from the very beginning. So she's never wanted to come as who she really is. She's always denied really who she is. She's never wanted to really be a woman of color per se until it benefited her. You know, the NAACP boards, don't come on up here, my Black mama. I want people to see my mama. Look, she Black. She's black, y'all. You know, but other than that, she's not trying to be black. She's not trying to represent really who she is. Like, come put your hair, make it curly sometimes. Show people your ethnic side. Be authentically you when it doesn't count really for you. Count, you know, just, you know, when she was younger, she did. You know, I don't know. I just think there's been so many missteps with this girl. How can she even get it right now? How can she? I think when she really hits the bottom, she'll maybe have a reckoning and be able to come around later for redemption, perhaps, maybe, you know. I don't know. I've always given hope that it will happen, but a lot of people tell me, no, she won't. She's narcissist. She's not going to ever change. And I would like to think that perhaps she will. I want to hope that she will. But until that happens, you know, people have to hold her accountable. And for all the people that give the YouTubers a hard time, you need to understand who Megan is, because you're not trying to be someone that is upholding values and doing the right thing in a mindset that does the right thing. You're upholding someone who's made poor choices. And I think most YouTubers stick to the information that's out there, that's available in the public domain. People are not making this stuff up. They're not trying to come up with stories that make Megan look bad. There are news reports that are saying the things that we're talking about. I'm giving my commentary on things that are in the news. So,
well, and it's also very easily to check the schools that she went to. I mean,
right, it really is that easy.
Garden. She went to the most elite private schools, all the way to Northwestern University, paid for by her father. And I mean, I think their high school that she went to is right now, at the time it was like $18,000, and now it's about $30,000 a year. And I mean,
Wow.
so this is for people to get an idea that of the truth, you know. So it's not something that cannot be proven, because there are records everywhere.
Right. Yeah, that's what gets me, that people think you're being mean to be mean. Like, you can't do that. You can't go out and slander people and say mean things about them just because you want to. That's not okay to do. Right? So I don't know. They just got to be better.
We love you. We love you. We have so many comments. You probably watched the live chat, but so you know you're loved, and it was a good opportunity for people to understand where you grew up, because to understand your background gives them an idea of who you are and how proud you are of who you are.
That's exactly right. I'm very proud of who I am. I don't want to be like anyone else. I've accomplished everything in my life that I've ever wanted to do. I've got a beautiful family. I love the work that I do. I have always been an advocate for doing the right thing and learning from your mistakes. And that's no different than what I talk about on my channel. I'm authentically who I am on my channel, what I am in real life. So I don't know, people hating on me. I don't get it, but I do want to say thank you to all the wonderful support that I get. I have people sending me emails. They support me. I love you guys. You're the reason why I do what I do on my channel. I keep going because I know you're waiting to see my videos. So I'm like, okay, let me do what I got to do, because I have people that really care. And that's where I want my focus to be, on the people that support me in my work and what I do, because I come alive. It's what I love, you know, and I'm very humble and grateful for the people that support me. And I want to say thank you very much. Thank you.
And I'm one of your biggest fans, you know that, and
I yours.
and you will always get support from me, sweetie.
Thank you.
I think you're an amazing woman who has gone through a lot and who has achieved a lot on your own. And you're doing an amazing work to bring the light into different topics and to teach or educate, especially the Black community, because in many ways I feel that they've been taken for a ride by Megan.
Yep, I do too. I believe that too. I do.
I mean, so I want to thank Ms PDina because I have to go. I have to go to the doctor for the eye.
Yep.
But
Okay.
please, let's show Ms PDina all the love. Go to her channel. If you haven't subscribed, go to her channel, promote her channel, share. This is how you can support us, by liking, sharing, and sharing our channel, and liking our videos and commenting. She has such a big platform, so she may not be able to get to all your comments, but I'm sure she reads all of them as much as she can.
I do go through them. I just can't respond to all of them, but I do go through them. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, because she also has a full-time job.
Yes,
I
yes,
do.
I do. This is a little side thing for me. So
yeah. So we are very thankful, and we thank her for her time, for her dedication, and for putting up with the abuse. So just ignore it, because we love you.
thank you. And I love you. I love everyone that has supported me. And I want to thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Really do.
Thank you, sweetie. And then I'll talk to you later.